Good evening, yarnies, dirty hookers, and fiber fiends. How is everybody? Thank you, Whiskey Ghoul, for redeeming the duck, and Zalera got first. Welcome in. How is everyone doing? It's a little warm here in central Maryland, but it's summer. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. How was your stream, Ranch? Let me give you a shout out. What were you doing? Is my alerts working today? Yes. Sounds about right. How was your stream? What were you working on? What were you doing? If you are new here, I am the Crafty Cub. I'm gonna have to say I'm a multi-crafter, because not just a fiber artist, but I have gotten into paper crafts a little bit. But we're a brand new paper crafter. Worked on some hats. Yeah, great clip. Fingering your mushroom. Hey, if you want to finger your mushroom, it's your mushroom. Go right ahead. If you've never been here before, I'm the Crafty Cub. Crochet, needle tatting, embroidery, cross stitching, beginning part card making, other paper crafts. We're the home of the proud dirty hookers. We don't wash our crochet hooks. If you do, you're still welcome. I specialize in yes, people wash their crochet hooks. I specialize in teaching crochet and beginning needle tatting. You caught me when I first started. So we literally just came in. Somebody redeemed reverse that. A duck redeem where I have to wear a silly duck hat. It's a really bad duck hat. I need to find a better duck hat. The pattern I kind of made my own, and I suck at making patterns. But I have to wear this for a half hour. Speaking of teaching, in about 25 minutes or so from now, yeah, about 25 minutes, we're going to be doing a little lesson on how to read crochet written patterns and crocheted charts. So if anybody had any questions about that, that's a really good time to tune in. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can. I'm not a super expert, but I do my best. Rach, if you have anything you want to share, links are open, and the Discord. So either one will work. Raid and run? No, that's fine. No problem at all. I hope, and I'm glad your stream. I hope your stream went well. You're working on hats, but I hope it was a really good stream. If you're not following Ranch Pesto, what are you doing? She makes some of the most gorgeous hats, and the color combinations and the yarn she has. I've got a large yarn stash, but I think her colors are better than mine. Welcome in, Pixie. How are you? No, not a super expert. But let's bring the music back. So yes, today is the day for patterns. So I'm gonna hold off for another, like I said, maybe about 20 minutes or so, and before we do all of that, so people can come in. In the meantime, we're going to work on some of the tatted flowers, the sunflowers. I've got 4 more to make. So, and then all the leaves. Tyre, just popping in from your sisters. You'll be home when you get home. Okay, yes. And yes, you went to go swimming. So, and I know swimming can tire you out. All right. So, and once more people come in, I've got a story to tell that happened to me last night, which kind of freaked me out. But we'll wait till more people come in. It really freaked me out. Nothing bad. It was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. All right. But I hope everyone is well. I'm over this heat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, I have to grab my yarn for when I teach. Well, I can do that later. Oh, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, my app is acting weird. Come on, come on. There we go. Six, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, yeah. I thought I was out of frame, but no, I'm in frame. I'm always worried about that. I'm always worried that I'm doing something that nobody can see. But we're good. We're doing pretty good. But I hope today's stream will help people with how to read the patterns and the charts. It takes some practice to do. It's you can't just automatically just start doing it. Sometimes it's like learning a new language, but it's not too difficult of a language. 2, 3. Welcome in, Catherine. How are you? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, in about 15 minutes, we're going to start learning how to read the patterns. I have a little doing good. I'm doing pretty well, besides being hot. It's in the low 90s, but it feels like it's in the low 100s. I just got to keep reminding myself, October will be here soon. October where I live is really nice. It could be chilly, but I don't mind the chilly. But it can also be warm and rainy too. But I don't mind the rain. Anyway, what was I saying? So when we start doing the patterns and charts, if anybody has any questions, speak up, because if it's something that I don't have already prepared, we can always go on a tangent and I can get other materials that I can access real quick and try to explain. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And thank you for the check-in. Okay, this is getting all twisted. Oh, I tried to fix my Donkey Collab redeem. There's something wrong with the file or whatever with the site that I use. I'll have to work on that this weekend or whatever, because it was not cooperating. So that has been turned off. 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. But I'm making progress on these flowers. Like I said, I only got this one and 3 more to do. Seven, 8, and 9. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I didn't design it. All I'm doing is making them. I did not design the pattern, and obviously I didn't pick the colors. So I am just the vessel that things are being made. Got dinner made early, all chores complete, snuck in a nap, tidied up. Oh, I thought you said tiled. Tidied up the crochet area, note and pen in hand, ready to take notes, teacher. Welcome in, Grammy. You're early for class. You're early. You've got about another 10 minutes. Actually, you know what? When the timer for the duck hat, so about 15 and a half minutes, when that is up, that is when we can do it. So, gives them more time for people to come in. I thought you said tiled the crochet area. I'm like, wow, Grammy is full of surprises. And I didn't even hear a wet saw. You're never late. And nobody's ever late. Everybody is here when they're supposed to be here. Crafty Cup can't read, and I'm gonna be teaching a little segment on reading. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You haven't been late for 43. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. No, I know, because I know when my my youngest sibling was born. Welcome in, Binge. How are you doing? Well, you know what? While we're waiting for about 14 minutes, I could tell the story that happened to me last night. So, I was in a couple people's different streams, and hanging out, and there have been like some strange occurrences lately, where I'll be talking to somebody like in a DM or in another chat, in like another stream, and then like minutes will go by. Not a long period of time, not like days or anything, but like not even an hour. And we don't talk about another stream. We're talking about certain things. Not bad, can't wait till the pup's sitting. Aww. So we're not talking about like a specific streamer. So on our own, me and other people, this happened multiple times, different people, we'll just show up in somebody's stream and we're like, you're following me. Or we'll reference something or whatever, and then in another stream, that topic will come up and we're like, that's freaky. Bless him, he's a bit unsettled. No, now that it's got dark. Aww. Well, I hope you can make him feel relaxed. I understand how it is being in a place that you're not familiar with. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So anyway, I got off of Twitch, and I went into the warehouse last night. The warehouse being the extra bedroom where I keep a lot of the extra craft supplies that we're running out of room. So I was putting away the paper crafts from my stream the other night when I was doing the jelly plating. And when I'm in that room, there's no computer over there. So I use my phone, and for music, I don't have any like music stored locally on my phone. And I don't subscribe to any like streaming service or any like app or anything. But I go to iHeartRadio80s.com. Now, there is an app. The app kind of, for some reason, it stops playing on my phone. So I just go to the website. Okay, so obviously I listen to 80s music. So that's what it's playing, and I'm putting stuff away, and I'm playing with the die cut machine, and doing a bunch of things, and I'm in there for a long time. And on that website, it's a radio station that iHeartRadio is a big conglomerate that owns so many different actual radio stations. But iHeartRadio 80s is just all 80s. And be careful whose name you say out loud. I'm not saying anybody's name. I'm not saying anybody's name. So when we're listening to it, every now and then they'll give like station identification, and I think they're picking up the feed from one of their actual stations. I've hardly been around a week. I did catch some of the jelly plate. It is fun. It's very messy, but it's fun. And there's other techniques with it that I haven't practiced yet. So, like I said, they do station identification, and it said whatever the call letters, Detroit. I'm like, and you don't hear anybody from Detroit. It's not like a Detroit DJ. It's like an automated type thing. And I don't live anywhere near Detroit. Anyway. But what they do is they play a lot of the commercials that they play. For some reason, I guess probably because 80s is Gen X. A lot of Gen Xers, my age group. And we need medication now because we're old. So they'll play medication ads, like for prescriptions. Something in my mouth, and it's all whatever these long names that you can't pronounce, and talk to your doctor. Well, for some reason, I don't. Okay, I understand that they have. This is how in the U.S. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in the U.S. they advertise prescription medications. Basically, if you suffer from this ailment and you see this commercial, go talk to your doctor and say, hey, can I get on such and such? And anyway, the doctor's going to be the one to give the say, obviously. But I'm like, okay. But anyway, that's how it is. But usually you hear a lot of medications for diabetes and heart health and digestive issues and things that are somewhat common, not necessarily diseases, but conditions. But there's this ad to treat schizophrenia, and again, if somebody is schizophrenic and they need medication, I totally support that. But I didn't know it was that wide of a thing that it's advertised on a major radio station. So it played the ad, and about maybe 5 or 6 songs in, did I tie that? Yes, I tied that. 5 or 6 songs in, it started, and again, it's 80s music, it started playing a song. And I'm going to play the song that it played. It played this song, which I love this song. This is Who Can It Be Now by Men at Work. And I'm like, it could have been a coincidence, but I'm like, that's kind of poor taste. But again, when they probably come up with their playlist, that's something separate than what the ads are playing. So, anyway. Oh, did I break that? Oh, I think I might have broke. No, maybe not. Alright, so it's Who Can It Be Now? And it's about somebody who's paranoid and anxiety. Mental illness. So I'm like, okay. But again, it was a very popular song at the time. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing my die cutting and organizing. And I'm like, okay, that's just kind of weird. And I'm in there by myself. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not video chatting with anybody. But I do talk to myself. I mean, I think a lot of us talk to ourselves. So, let me get some. Hold on. So I say out loud to myself, because my weird, demented sense of humor, I say, what are the odds that they're going to play Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell next? And sure enough, as soon as this song ended, they played Somebody's Watching Me. And I'm like, I literally stopped, because I heard the first couple notes, because I know the song, because I grew up with the song, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I looked around the room. Nobody's in the room. And I'm like kind of like freaked out. I'm like, iHeartRadio is listening to me? Or somebody at that radio station has a sick sense of humor. Kind of was in bad taste, but... So, that was my freaky thing that happened to me last night. And this is like 11:30 midnight. So, yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But, yeah. Because I'm just, because of all the songs, you know, there's songs that were in the 80s, tons of them. And of all the songs, I'm like, they're playing, wait. Oh, wait a minute, my camera's backwards. Hold on. Okay, that's better. That's what was throwing me off. My camera was flipped for some reason. Anyway. But I'm like, they're really playing the song that I actually said out loud. Both are really good songs. But now, I don't have the power to, like, manifest things. It's not like, oh, give me $1 million. No. I don't have that type of power. But it definitely threw me for a loop. Oh, I got one more chain left on this. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I have to get that book down. Okay. I'll do that once I finish this. I'm probably going to need that as a reference. No, I don't know why that's playing that song. Okay. Alright. Another color I'm done with. So this was that was for Emma. That turned out pretty good. Let me check that off the list. Oh, okay, we have 43 seconds. This hat. And my paper crafting friends didn't tell me that when you use die cut machines, it could be like New Year's Day after all the confetti has been thrown, because it makes a mess. I had to vacuum this room and the other room because of all of the bits. Okay. let me fix something. I don't need that really. Okay, that can come off. Give that to me. Where is my hook? Oh wait, where's my... Where's my hook? In here? Where's my red hook? Oh. It was over there. Okay. So, if anybody has any questions while I'm teaching, while I'm going over this, let me know. We can stop at any time. I have to get this control. Whoops, that's not what we wanted. Let's see. Okay. All right. We're going to read... Wait, is that backwards? No, it's not backwards. Okay. We're going to learn how to read crochet patterns. I have a little small presentation. It helps to visualize things. And I'm going to crochet along. And I'm going to fix my camera so we're not fully zoomed in because we don't need all of that. Okay. We're just doing a basic granny square. Just as an example. Can be whatever your pattern is, whatever the stitch is. I'm following this pattern exactly. It's not how I would do a granny square. I found a pattern online. It's not how I would do one, but we're following it word for word. Okay. Now, obviously, there's variations on how to do certain things, but this is more about how to read the pattern, not the specific pattern itself. Okay. So, how well can you see this? If you can't see that, oh, we're going to have to make that bigger. I didn't think about that. Well, this part we can make bigger. Okay. So I use US terms. And US terms are simple abbreviations. Okay? You can find all of these abbreviations anywhere online. So just Google US crochet stitch abbreviations. You're going to find tons of them. You're going to have them in different physical books. Anywhere, and a lot of patterns, the actual patterns will often show what stitches are being used and the abbreviations for those stitches. Not all patterns, but a lot of them have them. So I'm not going to read off every one of them here, but some of the familiar ones are CH is for chain, SLST is slip stitch, SC for single crochet, DC for double, and again, this is US terms, and etc. Okay, you're going to find some other ones. You're going to find BLO is back loop only, FLO, front loop only, BP is back post, that type of thing. You're going to find some things that are going to say like RS or WS, that's right side or wrong side, if there is a right or wrong side. REP is repeat, BEG is beginning. So those are kind of self-explanatory. For the abbreviations. Oh, SP is spaced. You're going to find that a lot. SKST is skip a stitch. You'll find that too. So, they're real simple abbreviations. It's not like there's coming up with some strange language that they use. So, is that clear? Is everybody kind of clear on... Now, this is not all of the abbreviations. There's tons and tons of them, but they're usually either the initials or the first couple letters of the stitch or term. Let me check something. Move that out of the way. Oh, what is that? Why? Wait a minute. Okay. So if we're all clear on that, if that makes sense, we can go to the next slide. We can always go back. We can go back to different slides. All right. So this is a pattern, and I don't know how well you can read this. If you're on a mobile device, this might be a little difficult to read. I can make this as large as possible. I'm afraid. I'm going to move this over to the side. Okay. If you can't read that, let me know, and I can make it larger. I tried to do the best that I could. So I'm going to stitch along with it as we go, and I can always switch that there so you can see what I'm doing. So we can switch between the two. All right. So at the very top of the pattern, it says chain 4, because CH stands for chain. And if you want to crochet along with me, feel free. Feel free. So we're going to chain 4. We're going to do exactly what it says. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've chained 4. And where is my... I'm going to move my zoom. Okay. I've chained 4. Then it says SLST in the first CH to form a ring. That means slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. So the first chain that we made all the way back here, so this one right here, we're going to slip stitch into that chain to form a ring. Okay? This is not a magic circle. If it was a magic circle, it would say magic circle. Some people do a magic circle for this. Okay. So I've chained 4, and I've slip stitched into the very first chain to form a ring. Okay? So that's not even a round. That's what you start with for this pattern. Each pattern is going to be different. So, and it's again more about what the pattern is, not exactly the specific stitches. All right. So let me do that. Okay. So round one here. So we're on round 1. It says CH3, and when I look at a pattern, I break it down. Not necessarily crochet it as I go, but kind of in my brain into chunks. A really good pattern is going to have commas and places that separate so you know where to do certain things. Not all patterns are like that. So CH3, and then it says in parentheses, and this parentheses is referring to what the CH3 means, counts as a double crochet here and at the beginning of each round. So that's a little note that in this pattern, a chain 3 counts as a double crochet in the beginning of each round. So there is my chain 3. So we can cross off, I'm going to cross off this. So we've done all of that. After the comment, it says 2 DC and ring. Well, that's the ring. That's the ring right there. And DC is a double crochet. So they're going to want 2 double crochets into that ring. So there's 1 and 2 double crochets into the ring. Okay? And again, we can always go back to any of this if anybody is stuck. So I'm going to underline it, actually. I'm going to underline. So we have done the 2 double crochets into the ring. Now we have brackets. Now, this pattern here uses brackets and parentheses. So, usually, if it's in parentheses, it's going to tell you what to do in a specific area. So there'll be multiple things to do in one area. So, however many stitches, spaces, stitches, whatever, that goes into one area. Usually. Not always. It depends on how they write it. If they're brackets, often you'll find you do whatever's in between the brackets X amount of times. And each pattern, you're going to have to go and break it down pattern by pattern to kind of figure out and decipher it. If you have problems with a specific pattern, ask somebody. Even message me. Ask me, and I can try to help you. All right. So we're only worried, and we're still in round 1. We're only going to worry what is in the brackets. So in the brackets, it says chain 3, 3 double crochet in the ring. Thank you for the follow. Alright, so what that means, and I'm going to do this here. We're going to switch this up, because you don't need to see all of the pattern, because we're only for the very top of the pattern. Alright, so what that means is, chain 3, 3 double crochets into the ring. We're going to do that 3 times. So we've already done the 2 double crochets into the ring because we've underlined it or crossed it off. And if you have pen and paper, your pattern's paper, or if you have a digital pattern, if you can turn it into a PDF file, there's ways of easily doing that. If you need any help with that, ask me. If you have a digital pattern, and if it's not a PDF, you can message me, and I can show you how to do that. So I always suggest either crossing it off, marking it somehow. You could do that with, again, pen and paper or digitally. Okay. So it says chain in the brackets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in the ring. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochets into the ring. So into the ring, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then after the brackets, it says 3 times. So we did that once. We've only done it once. So we have to do that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3. We're going back to what was done in the brackets. And we're going to double crochet 3 times into that ring. 2, and 3. So that's the second time. And now we're going to do our last third time. 1, 2, 3. That's chain 3. And then 3 double crochets into the ring. 2, and 3. So remember, at the beginning, we did our double crochet, our chain, our 2 doubles. That was from what we've already crossed off. on our pattern. And now in the brackets, we did three chains, 3 doubles. We did it 3 times. 3 chains, 3 doubles, 3 chains, 3 doubles. So now I can mark what is in the brackets. We've done all of that. Recommend dry erase marker on a sheet protector. Yes, great tip. If you got a paper pattern, put it in a sheet protector and dry erase. That's really good too, if you've got physical patterns. If you have a book, which you can do if it's for your own use, if you have access to a printer or a photocopier, you can copy it from the book, and you have a loose paper, and then you can also mark it that way, because you can't really put it in a page protector if it's in a book. Thank you, Solera. Thank you. Okay, so we've done everything in the brackets. So the rest of this round says CH, which is chain. We're going to chain 3. Then there's a comma. Usually if there's a comma, that's when I stop. Okay? So I'm going to do chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're breaking down this entire round into small little chunks. Because if you take it all at once, it's very confusing. It's like, I don't know what that means. Break it down into small little manageable bits. So we chain 3. So I can mark off what I've done. And then it says SLST in top of first chain 3. So that means slip stitch. We're going to do a slip stitch in the top of the first of the chain 3. So we have our first chain 3 here. That's when we first started this round. We're going to find the top one, because remember we started with 3. If you look back at the pattern, at the beginning of the pattern, it says chain of the round. It says chain 3. So the very top one, we're going to slip stitch into that stitch. All right? So that is round number 1. Are we all on the same page? Is anybody confused from that? Why is this app window doing that? I probably have to update a graphics driver. We'll do that later. Can't do that now. So, you take it round or row by row, and you break it down one segment at a time. And again, I always say this, it's yarn. If you mess up, you could frog it out and redo it. You got it so far. All right. Okay, so let me see. Okay, yeah, we can still see this. I don't have to move anything right now. Okay, so then it says in this pattern, each pattern is different, but this pattern says the 3 double crochet groups form the sides of the square, and the chain 3 form the corners. But that's just the thing about granny squares. I'm using this as an example. It's not going to be in every pattern. It says if changing colors every round, fasten off and join a new color with a slip stitch in any of the corners. If using the same color, slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets and in the corner. Repeat this step in between every round. Okay. I'm using the same color. But if you're going to use a different color, you'd fasten off whatever your method of fastening off, and you join a new color with a slip stitch, and again, this is specific to the granny square, in the in a corner. But if you're using the same color, we're going to slip stitch into, and it says right here, I'm going to underline it right now, right there. Slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets and in the corner. So with my example here, we're going to go into the next stitch and slip stitch. So that's one, and then go into the next stitch and slip stitch because it says the next two, and then into the corner and do a slip stitch. Okay? That's not how I do granny squares anymore, but we're following this pattern word for word. Everybody has their own style. Alright, so now we're ready for round 2. And for that, I have to, I'm just going to move this up. Did that mess everything up? No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so round 2 says chain 3, comma. So we're going to chain 3. We've done that part. So I can mark it off. So we've chained 3. Then in parentheses, remember how I said often you'll see in parentheses a bunch of different things? That's where you have to do it in a specific area. And this right here is showing that. It's 2 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in a corner. So you're going to do everything in the parentheses in this corner space. So we're going to put in 2 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets all in that corner. 1, that's 2, and 3. Again, if I'm going too fast, yell at me. So what we have done is we put the 2 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in that corner. That has formed that corner. So now I can mark off that. Now you have an asterisk. So you have an asterisk. What you see is if you have an asterisk or a star, you're going to do everything from, normally, well, this case it doesn't have it. Well, actually, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. You've got an asterisk. You follow you look at everything. We're not going to do any stitching right now. But after the asterisk, you do everything there. And then it says repeat from the asterisk 2 times. So the chain 1, 3 doubles, chain 3, 3 doubles in the corner. And it says repeat that 2 times. So anything that is there from the asterisk to where it says repeat, sometimes you'll have the asterisk right after, like after the corner. You'll have that often. So we're going to do that. So we're going to go, you keep going back to that asterisk. So we're going to chain 1. So we've chained 1. So I'm gonna mark that. And then it says 3 doubles, chain 3, 3 doubles in the corner. So in the corner we're doing 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3 doubles. And then chain 3. And then 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. So we did that. We've done everything between the asterisks. But then after the asterisks here, it says 2 times. We're going to do it 2 times. So we have to do that again. So now we're going to chain 1, because we go back to the asterisks. And then in the corner, we do 3 doubles. Chain 3. And then 3 doubles. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay? We're going to have an ad starting in about a minute. Okay, I'm going to try to get through the rest of this, which I think we can. Wait a minute, I found a mistake in this pattern. Welcome in, Emma. Actually, you know what? We're going to run the ad. We're going to run the ad because there's a mistake. That should have been 3 times, not 2 times. So I'm going to do that a 3rd time. Whatever's between the asterisks. So chain 1, 3 doubles, 2, 3 doubles, chain 3. Oh, you're right. No, it says 2 times. It doesn't say 2 more times. It just says 2 times. They should have put on there 2 more times. Yes. And then we're going to do the 3 doubles. And then it says chain 1, slip stitch in top of first chain of the chain 3. And I can always, I'm going to do it here, but we can always go back when the ad comes back. So chain 1, and then slip stitch in the top of the chain from the beginning. I'm going to actually look here. Yeah. Let me see if we can do something. Yeah, there's no erase feature on this. They need an erase feature. I'm using LibreOffice Impress, their version of PowerPoint, because you got to pay now to use Microsoft Office Suite. And no, we're not doing that. And LibreOffice pretty much does the exact same thing, and it's free. Oh, and Emma, I finished this today. Before we started teaching, I finished your flower. Google Slides, I don't know how to use that. I've never even heard of that. But I was familiar with LibreOffice, and it's a really short little slideshow presentation. It's only 5 slides, so it's not like anything crazy. But this works. This will work. So yeah, I've got 3 flowers left to do, and I'll be caught up, and then I gotta weave in all the ends. I'm gonna cry when that happens. My fingers are gonna cry because I have to push everything through, and that's not fun, but so yeah, we're gonna wait until after the ad, and then we'll continue. Let me check this. I mean, for the chart portion, yes. Yep. That portion, we're going to have to get a little more. You're going to have to learn more of the language, because the abbreviations are self-explanatory. They're either abbreviations or they're just shortened forms of the term. The chart, you got to learn the symbols. And it should be almost over here. Alright, welcome back everybody, welcome back. So, I didn't work on any of this when we were at ad. So, to recap what we did, and we can go back and look through round number 2. Round number 2 says chain 3. So we chained up 3. And then in the parentheses, you do everything in the parentheses in a specific area. So 2 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in the corner, and that's what we did here. Okay? Then we do the asterisk. Then the next part, it shows an asterisk. So you repeat everything in the asterisk as many times. So it wanted me to chain 1, so we chained 1 right here. And then we did 3 doubles, 3 chains, 3 doubles in the corner. So there's the corner, 3 doubles, 3 chains, 3 doubles. And then we had to repeat that 2 more times. It says repeat from the asterisk 2 times. So yeah, you're repeating it. But it should have said a total of, you should have a total of 3 times. But I kind of understand why they wrote it that way. But that was a little confusing. So chain 1, and then what we do in the parentheses there, chain 1, and then the parentheses. And then the very end of round 2, it's chain 1, which is right here, and then it's slip stitch in the top of the first chain of 3. And that is the end of round number 2. Any questions so far? If there's no questions, if we go back further up between round 1 and 2, it says if we're using the same color, we're going to slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets and in the corner. Because that will bring, and that's in this case. Okay, it's just specific to this type of square. It's going to bring us to the corner. Again, that is pattern specific. It's not about reading a pattern. But I just wanted to remind everybody in case somebody got confused, like, why are you doing that? Alright. So we're in position. Okay, I don't have to move anything. Okay, so let me mark off the end of round 2. That was the end of round 2. So round 3, it says chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So we've chained 3. Then it says 2 doubles, 3 chains, 3 doubles in the corner. So whatever's in the parentheses, we're doing it in the corner. So 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. So I can mark that off. Alright, we're at the asterisk now. So it's telling me, from the asterisk, it goes chain 1, 3 doubles in the next chain space, because CH-SP is chain space, chain 1, and then whatever is in the parentheses goes into the corner. So let's do that once. We're going to chain 1, and I can kind of mark this here, chain 1. And then it's saying 3 doubles in the next chain space. Well, here's the chain space from the previous row. We're going to put in 3 doubles. So we did that. We did the 3 doubles in the chain space. It's telling me to chain 1. We've chained 1. And then everything that's in the parentheses goes into the next corner. So what's in the parentheses is 3 doubles, 3 chains, 3 doubles. And in the next corner is right here. So 1, 2, 3 doubles, 3 chains, and 3 doubles. Okay? So we did everything that's in the parentheses, and it was in the corner. Then it says repeat from the asterisk. This should say 2 more times. So everything, we go back to the asterisk, and we do everything in order 2 more times. So we're going to chain 1, and then it's 3 doubles into the space, and 3. Welcome in, Crimson. How are you? We're learning how to read crocheted patterns and charts tonight. So we did the 3 into the space. Now we're going to chain 1, and then everything in the parentheses goes into the next corner. 3 doubles, 2 and 3, and then it's chain 3 because we're still in the parentheses, and then we do the 3 doubles. 2, 3, and that was the second time, because now we're at the end of the at the asterisk. We've met the asterisk. Now we have to do that one more time. We have to go back to the asterisk, which is right here. That's where it starts. We're going to chain 1, 3 doubles, 2, 3 doubles, chain 1, and then whatever's in the parentheses goes into that corner. And 3. Alright, so I have gone and done everything in the asterisk a total of 3 times. So we are now here at the very end where it says 2 times. We're at this little, I should make that a different color. We're here now now it says chain 1. Chain 1. We've done that part. And then 3 doubles in the next chain space. So we're just following now. We're not going back and redoing things. So we're going to put in 3 doubles. We did that portion. And then it says chain 1. And then slip stitch in the top of the first chain 3. So same way we finished all the other rounds. Chain 1, find the beginning chain 3, and do a slip stitch into the top of that chain, and we have finished round 3. And now we have one more round, and you can keep going as long as big as you want. We're only going to do up to 4. Like that note had said earlier on, it said if you're using the same color, slip stitch into the next 2 stitches and into the space, into the corner between each round. So we're at the end of a round. We're now going to slip stitch into the next 2 and into the corner. And that is just getting us in position for the next round. In this pattern. Again, that was just pattern specific. It's not anything about reading patterns. Alright, and this is from a website called lifeadorned.com. Lifeadorned.com / crochet-granny-squares. I just Googled a granny square pattern, and I read over it, and I'm like, yeah, I like how that's written. So, I want to give them credit. Because it's not, it's a basic granny square, but that's where I got the source from. Alright, round number 4. So we're now on to round 4. And again, let me know if we're going too fast. So we're going to chain 3. I'm going to mark that off on my pattern. And we've come to parentheses again. Whatever's in the parentheses, it's telling me to do it in the corner. So in the corner, we're doing 2 doubles, chain of 3, and 3 doubles. 2 and 3. Welcome in, Ship. We're learning how to read crochet patterns and charts. So we've done what is in the parentheses into the corner, so we've marked that off. Now we're at the asterisks. Now we've got brackets and we've got parentheses. So this type of round here confuses people at times. And you know what? I'm going to try to make this a little bit bigger. I think you might be able to read this. Let me double check something. Yeah, I think you can read it. We're taking it one step at a time. We're breaking it down. We're putting our crocheting down, and we're going to read this pattern. So we want to go from asterisk to asterisk. So I'm going to change the color here for this one. We're going to get, you know what? We're going to get some green. Actually, that color's not showing up. Let's actually get, we'll do like a black. So we're going from there, from that little black blob, to this little black blob. Okay? In the brackets, it's saying chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain space, close brackets. We're doing that 2 times. So let's do that. Let's do that. So in the brackets, it's chain 1, 3 doubles in the next space. 1, 2, 3. We do that another time. Chain 1 and 3 doubles into the next chain space. 1, 2, and 3. How are you, ship? Then it's going to say, so I'm going to move back to the color that I want. Okay, so we've done all of that so far. Yeah, it's pretty hot here too. So we've done the brackets, what's in the brackets, twice. Now it wants me to chain 1. And now we come to the parentheses. Whatever's in parentheses, it's saying into the next corner. So in the parentheses is chain 3 double crochets. 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 chains, and then 3 double crochets in to the corner. You heard stuff in the parentheses are optional. You heard wrong. Okay, so we have now done whatever was in the parentheses into that next corner, and now we're at the asterisks. So we're going to repeat all of that again 2 more times. So we're going to go back to our asterisks. That's where that little black dot is. We're going to chain 1 and then 3 doubles into that space. And then chain 1 and 3 doubles into that space. Because after those brackets, it said to do it 2 times. So chain 1, 3 doubles in the space, do that twice. So we did that once and then twice. Now we can go on to the next, and it says chain 1, and now the stuff in the parentheses. Hopefully this is making sense. There are always going to be anomalies with certain patterns, how they're written, the style of the pattern designer. Not all pattern designers are the same. Some patterns are written a lot better than others. So keep that in mind. So we did that. So from asterisk to asterisk, we're now at the end of that section. We have to do it one more time. chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 doubles, and we do that again because that's the brackets. The brackets is chain 1, 3 doubles. We have to do that again. 1, 2, and 3. Stop what? I don't have that anymore. I have to fix that, that redeem. I got a lot of redeems I gotta fix. Yeah. Alright, so that was what was in the brackets. We did that twice. Now we're gonna chain 1, and now it's what's in the parentheses. Give me control of your... Oh, no. No. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, and 3. You have control over Supreme Stream, and I know some of the things that you have done with her stream, so... No. Sorry. Alright, so we're at the end of the asterisks. So we can move on. And we have more brackets. And Ship is on a 10-stream streak. That is a big number. 2 hands. 2 hands. Alright, so... I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yes, you're streaking with 2 hands. Welcome in, Supreme. I thought that... I thought that was Ship, because I was not reading the name or the colors. 2 different colors. What have I done to Supreme that's bad? Nothing is bad. You've just done some creative things that she wasn't aware of. We will talk about your stream streak. Oh. Why? Wait, what? How are you, Supreme? Reading colors? What do you mean reading colors? Was that what I said? Wait, did I say reading colors? No tasting. No. Only if it's Skittles. Oh, I meant noticing that there's 2 colors. Anyway. It's Ship's fault. Okay. We're almost to the end of this pattern. Wasn't reading your color, yes. Alright, so at the very bottom of the very end of round 4, we're in the brackets. Yes, Ship is interrupting class. Does Ship need to be sent to the principal's office? So, in between brackets, it says chain 1, 3 double crochet in the next chain space 2 times. So, it's what we did previously. And Supreme is on a 10-stream streak. Wow. Using my 2 hands to cover my eyes so you can't see my... Wait. It doesn't work that way. If you cover your eyes, I can still see. No, send me to Grammy's house. No. Okay, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 doubles in the next chain space, because that's what's in the brackets. And the bracket says, after the brackets, it says do it another time. So chain 1, and stop streaking. 1, 2, and 3. Alright. We have done that portion there. Now it says chain 1, and then it's slip stitch in the top of the first chain. Stares at Supreme. Grammy would put your ass in the... Oh, yes. Well, actually, not only that, she would make you do chores. Okay, so we slip stitch on top of the first chain. So that is how you finish this pattern. Are there any questions? We can go back and review all of this. I'm going to erase all of the ink on there. And I'm gonna try to make this as legible as possible. My bare butt. Wait, what? Stop talking about my butt! Steals cookies from Grammy's cookie jar. A, she doesn't have a cookie jar. And B, I don't think there's any... Well, no, they're actually Gramps' cookies if there's any cookies in the house right now. Because I don't think we have any other type of cookies. And they're store-bought. But I don't know if he has any cookies. Oh, give him the look. Oh, you don't want Graham. You don't want the look. Ah, yes, I do. Wait, I do. It's right here. There's the cookie jar. See, no cookies in it. It's empty. It even says cookies. Cubs keeps mayonnaise in this jar? No, but I do like mayonnaise. So, this is older than I am. But anyway, it's now for yarn scraps. Anyway, that's not what we're doing. That's not part of class. So, are there any questions on reading a written pattern? Again, there are going to be exceptions and variables for what it is a little dusty. Yeah. Anyway, there are exceptions and other strange things in other patterns, but does that make sense? Break it down into small sections. Whatever is in the parentheses, normally it's going to tell you where to put all those instructions, and then also sometimes in brackets. Usually that will often tell you how many times you do it. Not always. Again, you'd have to it's like reading. Put it to you this way. It's like reading a Little Golden Book or reading War and Peace. They're both written in English, but there's different levels. So you might have to do a little more work on some of the patterns. Or some of them might be stuff that was written like the Magna Carta in however many hundreds of years ago. You might have to decipher things a little more. So, but those are the basics. And again, asterisks, you go from the star, from the one asterisk to the other, however many times you have to do that. They write it that way so the pattern isn't just pages and pages and pages long and full of text, and you get even more confused. So it's kind of like a shorthand. You've got it. Okay. All right. So, are we ready for charts? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip all of this out because this is just a test, a sample. We're making the exact same square. The exact same square. Yes. Welcome in, Yadarika. All right. We are going to be doing the exact same thing. I should actually get that link. Let me get this link pulled up. So, that website right there, that link, I'm going to pin it. That is where I got this pattern from. So, if you need to go back and refer to the text while we go to the next couple slides, especially the last slide we go to, then that could help, especially for, like if you want to compare it to the written pattern. And how are you, Yetta? I just want to see how this book ends. It's not a book. It's not a book. Meh. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, I told, if you weren't here earlier, I messaged Supreme the story. Real quick, while we regroup and get ready for the chart. So, I told Supreme and Grammy, and I told Chad earlier, if you were not here, I had an experience last night. I went into the warehouse to put away jelly plate supplies from the other stream, and I was messing with some die cuts, and I was listening to iHeartRadio on my phone, because there's no computer there, and it was all of the 80s music. That's what I listened to, because I'm stuck in, I still think it's 1986. So they had ads playing, and a lot of ads for medicines that you go and ask your doctor for, because that's what pretty much broadcasting is these days here in the U.S. So it was a commercial, and I didn't know it was that widespread that they needed commercials to broadcast on major radio for schizophrenia medicine. And again, if you didn't hear, yes, video did kill the radio star. Yes. So, if anybody needs schizophrenia medicine, I totally understand that. I just didn't know that it was needed to be broadcast on the radio. But hey, that's fine. So they played that ad. So then like 5 or 6 songs go by, and they played Men at Work's Who Can It Be Now? And if you listen to the lyrics, it's about paranoia and anxiety and mental health. I think there's some lines says, the men are going to take me away. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of bad taste. But it's probably not played, like, queued up. It's probably, the music is probably already queued up well in advance. But anyway. Then I'm sitting there die cutting. And I said to myself out loud, yes, I talked to myself. And I said, watch. They're going to play Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell. Yes, Down Under, yes. Same group. So I said, watch, they're going to play Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell. So Who Can It Be Now ended. And what starts up? Somebody's Watching Me. And I'm like, okay, that is creepy. They listened to me, because I actually said it out loud. And I'm like, they're listening to me, or somebody's got a real demented sense of humor at iHeartRadio 80s. But I had to share that again. So, it freaked me out. It freaked me out. Yes, I'm going to have to slowly go through your patterns. Because, Yadarika, I got a question for you. I have a question for you. 1 second. One moment. Yadarika. By any chance, do you have any doily patterns? Wait. Listening? Yes, or listen to me. And then he bought the medication. No, I did not buy the medicine. During my trip, because my dad was driving, I was subject to near constant talk radio. Oh, Dr. Laura. No comment. You had, yes, Yadarika. It was her stream yesterday. It was a running joke. NBA talk show. Ugh. My ultimate doily book would have ripped. Shipwreck. If you are not going to behave in class, you're going to be suspended. And this, okay, this book is all written. There are no charts in this book. Okay. See, now I yelled at somebody. Okay. Are we ready for charts? I think we're ready for charts. Let me get my, Are those made with special thread? What do you mean? Are the doilies made with special thread? You've seen me work with this for crochet doilies and tatted things. Yes, you can. Well, you can use anything for a doily. It's just going to be huge if you use worsted weight yarn. I'm sure I have a pattern book, at least one chart. Yeah. Yes. Catherine's ready. Yeah, you can use the same thread that you used to tat with. Technically, tatting thread is size 20. I know. Well, he's asking a question. I don't know how serious he is. But tatting thread is size 20. This is size 10. Size 20 is thinner than this. But you could tat with anything. Doily patterns for crocheting. Yes, with sewing thread. And I'm not doing that. That's all you, Yadarika. But technically, you can crochet with any size yarn or thread, regardless of what the pattern says. Your gauge is going to be totally different. So, steel doily. You can crochet with wire. Yes, you can crochet. Grammy has crocheted with wire for home defense. Yes. Do you want to crochet? Gotta remember what I gotta say. Ship. You can make your own crocheted set of armor. But you thought the patterns were very pretty. They are very pretty. I would not use it with the thread. I would use with sewing thread. I would use crochet cotton. Welcome in, Upcycly and Reese Cup. All right. So we're not using this. Come downstairs and try this with. Yes, yes, Shep, you can crochet this. You've crocheted. He's that kid in the class trying to get teacher off topic. He is. You could do this, Shep. Yes, you can. Shep, you have made a pair of underwear, and what we're doing is a granny square, and it's a lot easier than underwear. It's a lot easier. All right. We're going to do symbols. And I use US, you forget how. Okay. We can always teach you. We can always relearn. Okay. I don't know how well that pattern, that image is showing up on screen. It's kind of... I've got a pair of briefs. And we got extra threads that don't belong. But we also have, where's my my zoom? We also have the ship stitch thong. Yes. Yes, they're right here on my desk. Yes. We've got to have them like within reach. Okay. So, focus. So, I don't know how well you could see this chart. I could make it bigger. I can make it larger. What sizes am I using? What do you mean what sizes? Okay. So, there's this chart. And again, it's not really the most easy to see. I'm not going to get that. All right. There are, it's in my Discord, actually. In my Discord, let me pull that up. Is it in useful things? Yes. We'll do it this way. You're using a regular yarn and one size hook. I know you're talking about tatting thread. Oh! For tonight, it doesn't really matter what yarn or hook you're using. I'm just doing... I got a pattern for a basic granny square. And it also had it written and charts. It's more about reading how to read a written pattern and how to read a chart. So for tonight, the thread or yarn and the hook doesn't really matter. It's more about comprehension and not necessarily stitches and techniques. Thank you, Ship, for that. All right, so we can kind of use this. Okay, so this is just a small sample of symbols for U.S. crochet stitches. This is not an exhaustive chart. There are so many more out there. It matters to me because I want to be like you and excel in the assignment. Worsted weight yarn and a 5.5mm hook. Symbols on some of them actually do look like symbols on laundry tags. Okay, so these are some of the most common. And I'm going to make this larger because I know there's people on mobile that it might be difficult to see. All right. So a lot of these you have to kind of memorize. Also, there are, like I said, with written charts, with written patterns, often, well, not often, sometimes they will have the symbols on the pattern. They'll have like a little key. It'll say, these are the stitches, these are the symbols, this is what it means. Okay. So if you have a circle, we're not doing the bobble stitch right now. We're not there yet. So if we have a circle, that means a magic ring. Okay? This is not about teaching how to do a magic ring or any specific stitch. It's just identifying the symbols for the stitches or, yeah, the stitches. Okay, so if you have a circle, that is a magic ring. If you have a dot, and I can't write over this because this is not in that same program, this is just an image. If you have a dot, that is a slip stitch, and this is very common to use these. If you have an oval is a chain stitch because a chain stitch kind of almost has an oval-like shape. So if you see an oval, that is a chain stitch. And you'll see often multiple ovals connected. That's however many chains. So let's say 3. That means you chain 3. You count all of the individual symbols. They're not gonna have numbers saying a number 2 chain. No, you're gonna have 2 or 3 or however many of those individual symbols. If you see a plus or an X, that's a single crochet, depending on the orientation of the pattern and where it's at, because it's the same shape, it's just tilted. So an X. Now, the easy way I remember these next couple stitches, U.S. terms, it's how many times you wrap the hook before you do your stitch. Okay, so an X is a single. If you have just a T is a half double crochet. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. How was your stream, Positively Crafty? I'm going to give you a shout out. And I know you don't have clips, but I'm still going to shout you out. What were you working on? What were you doing? I want to know. I'm being nosy. Let me catch up here. Stitch and Sip. Well, I'll be the Crafty Cub. We've come from our beating shindig to your hooking hubbabaloo. I like that. I might have to steal that. Don't mind us. We're just here to watch and nibble on virtual cookies. Now, where did I put my spectacles? Welcome in, Mass Bandit and Positively Crafty and Zulze Jujin. If I butchered your name, I am so sorry. You're very welcome, Positively. Excuse me, I'm coughing. I've got a tickle in my throat. How was your stream? What were you working on? Everyone does. Zul's fine. Okay, Zul. Welcome in, Zul. I am the Crafty Cub, fiber artist, and now paper crafter. We're the home of the proud dirty hookers. We don't wash our crochet hooks. If you do, you are still welcome. There are people that wash their crochet hooks. Yes, they wash them on a regular basis. I've never washed one and never will. But if you are one of those that do wash them, you are still welcome. I specialize in teaching crochet and basic needle tatting. And tonight, we are learning how to read crocheted written and chart patterns. You got your cast off. Gradually starting to use it again. Working on the beaded Celtic theme box. Ooh. And there is the second raid. Welcome in. Congratulations that you have your cast off. You got your cast off. And your work. Oh, that Celtic beaded box theme box you're doing is so cool. If you have any links that you want to share or anything in the Discord, feel free to do that. Links are open. If not, if you need to raid and run, because I know often you have to go and make dinner, feel free to do that too. Zul, Mother Smurfer Zul. Crocheting for 50 years. I've never washed a hook. You are an OG dirty hooker mask bandit. You definitely belong. But again, people who do wash them are still belong. I don't want to single anybody out. Now she can't cast anymore. Badumptis. What, you remember those ads? I don't know what you're referring to. Wearing a brace, hand and thumb, but you don't have to wear it all the time. That's good. That means you're healing. That definitely it's healing. Yes, she can't cast spells anymore. Well, you know what? She might learn again. There are other ways to cast spells. The raid ads. Oh! My little message. My alert thing. Also, Positively Crafty. I know that you've done this in the past. Was it last year's Summer World Tour raid train? Or it was on one of the raid trains. You did jelly plating. Jelly plate printing. I remember there was a leaf, and it was really, really pretty. The other night, I did jelly plate printing for the first time, and it was so cool. Yes, I'm a new jelly plater. I don't know what I'm going to do with the things that I've jelly plated. This little thing was a reference to a running joke on the Nostalgic Critic stemming from his review. Okay, I knew Zool. I get the Zool thing from Ghostbusters, but I don't know Nostalgia Critic. So I kind of figured that out because I am from the 80s. Again, I still think it's 1986, but anyway. Alright, so again, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. If you're not following Positively Crafty, go and follow her. She does all different things. So many cool things. A lot of bead weaving. I know during the last raid train, jelly printing. That was the raid before this one. Okay, yes. Yeah, I know the last raid train, that one that just finished like the other week, was the cyanotype. Yes, I didn't know if the jelly printing was last year, like the first world tour. I don't remember. But I do remember on a raid train, you did the jelly printing. Because yes. Yeah, I remember that. And I remember there was also one that you were doing wire weaving, wire bending jewelry. Usually beading, but the TC raid trains, you try something new. Yes. Okay, where is my scene? Alright. Alrighty. So, when you raided in, we were going over the symbols for crocheted charts. And the Tree of Life. Yes, the Tree of Life. Yes, the Tree of Life wire wrapping. That was so cool. That was so cool. Where was I? Oh. So we were going over the symbols for crochet. US. I use US terms. And if you see any of these symbols, you kind of have to memorize these symbols. And again, there are charts like this all over the internet. They're in books now. And a lot of patterns have them as a key. Like they'll have X amount, whatever stitches are used in the pattern, they often will have a little legend to tell you which What stitches mean what symbols mean what stitches? No quiz. No quiz. You have a great book with this explanation? Yes, there are so many great books out there. And I have a book here too that we can reference when we get into this. And again, the pattern that we're using is just a simple granny square. So we're not doing anything elaborate. I just wanted to have something to actually work on, an example, because it's easier to learn with an example. So before the raid, we said that if there is a plus, a cross, or an X, that means a single crochet. If you have a T shape, and I can't use my cursor on it because, again, it's not in that program that I can edit right now. A few books with some doily patterns written in yes, a lot more patterns are having charts, are having both charts and written. It used to be just mostly written now. So if you have a T shape is a half double crochet, because think about how you form it. So you're going to wrap once. So that top of the T shape, that is like the wrap. Okay? Actually, no. Forget what I just said there. Forget what I just said. So a T shape is a half double. So you're going to wrap, go in, pull up, you have 3 on the hook, yarn over through all 3. Okay, a double crochet is a T shape with a slash through the post of that shape. So that is how many times you wrap. So you have a double crochet, you see how you wrap? It's got that slash, that would mimic the wrapping on your hook. So imagine the T shape is your hook. You're going to wrap once and then go in and do all of your stitches. A treble crochet or a triple crochet, you're going to wrap twice, because that's how you do it, because it has the 2 lines. You're going to wrap twice. I know I have to raise this picture up because you're not going to be able to see the symbols. Oh, you can see my cursor a bit. I could make my cursor bigger, but that goes into the settings, and I'm not doing all that right now. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. Let me do this. Oh, move this over here. I can just make my pointer bigger. Whoa. Wait. Is it? It's not making it bigger. It's making it bigger for me. Let's do a different color. Can you see the color? Oh, wait. Do I have to save something? Wait a minute. I'm learning technology. Well, that doesn't work. That was kind of pointless. Anyway, ignore that. Okay, so a triple crochet has the 2 slash lines on the post of the T, because you wrap your hook twice before you make the stitch. A double triple, you wrap it 3 times. A triple treble, which you're not going to use these stitches as often, you wrap it 4 times. So, but those are the actual stitches. A decrease, so if you look, the symbols kind of mimic the stitches, the physical stitches that you make. So a decrease is, you've got 2 stitches on your previous row, and you're taking those stitches and combining them into 1. Okay? That's a decrease. So if you look at that symbol, the top of that symbol, that's where those 2 angled stitches meet. The bottom are separate. So you always focus on where the top of the symbol and the bottom of the symbol are, because that will tell you where the top or the bottom of your stitch should be. That makes sense. It's kind of like a visual representation of the stitch. So in this symbol, it's a decrease, but it's double crochet. So you double crochet, well, you'd actually yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, and then you go in, you yarn over and go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and yeah, so you do your regular decrease, however you would do your decrease depending on the stitch. They're going to be joined together. The increase, which is the one below, again, an increase is 2 stitches in the same stitch. Visually, it looks like the stitch. You've got a double crochet and a double crochet. They both share the same bottom point, but the top points of the stitches are separate. Those are your basic ones. You're going to have a bunch of other ones out there. We're not going to get into front loop, back loop. I mean, I can reference some of them that are on here. There's a lot more symbols, like I said. Let me move this here. We're going to go over these kind of quick. A 3-chain picot. Remember we said a dot is a slip stitch and an oval is a chain stitch. Well, you chain up 3 to do a 3-chain picot. You chain 3 and you slip stitch either into the first chain or into the stitch that you came out of, depending on the pattern, however the pattern is written. And a lot of these are self-explanatory. If you read it, I should say, if you read it, it says 3 double crochets in 1 chain space. So you have a chain space, like a granny square, a granny stitch. Those 3 are going into the same space. The bottom of those stitches aren't all meeting because they're not going into a stitch, they're going into a space. And then the one right below it, it's 3 double crochets into 1 stitch. So it's like an increase, but it's an extra stitch. The popcorn, the bobble, and the clusters. Now, these are the symbols. A popcorn, it's all of the stitches together, and then at the top, there's like an oval. Because when you make a popcorn stitch, you do a series of stitches, and then you take it out, you go into the first stitch that you made, grab it, and you pull it through, so it kind of forms an oval. Same thing with a bobble. A bobble is I always get bobbles and clusters mixed up. I always have to refer to my book for these, because these they still okay, yes. A bobble is several double crochet stitches joined at both the top and the bottom. Okay? So you're doing they all meet at the same bottom point and they meet at the same top point. A cluster, which their symbol I don't like. A cluster is basically, you have like 3 or however many. It's basically like a decrease, but often more stitches. So like 3, 4, 5, and that's pretty much like a cluster. And then we're not going to go into all of these, but front loop and back loop, front post, double post, back post. It's how the hook is formed. I always have to go back and refer to it because I can never remember which way the hook has to point for front or back. But there's so many more. But the key thing is, with your symbols, it's where the bottom of the symbol and the top of the symbol are located to know where the stitch goes. Does that kind of make sense? And I've probably lost people right now. Okay. And we can always refer to, you use symbols and doilies. I prefer symbols for doilies and a lot of things. And when I make the shawls, I prefer if they have symbols. Alright, so this is our sample pattern. It's the same pattern that we did with the written. It's the exact same pattern. It's from the same website. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And we're going to have an ad. We're going to let the ad run. And when the ad is over, we can start with this. And I'm going to take a quick bio break. I'm not even going to pull up my ad break scene, so I'll be right back. Ad is still going. Wait a minute. Welcome to this chair stream. The chair is now taken over. All hail the chair. Per statistics, men take less than 2 minutes to tinkle. When you have to tinkle, what do you call it? I say pee. It all depends on my mood, Upcycly. It all depends on my mood. Let me check this. We've got a minute? Wow. This ad break is like taking forever today. Welcome in, Raiders, and we are there. We're in an ad break, but the ad's almost over, so hopefully they're not stuck behind an ad. I want to make certain the ad is officially over. It's still saying a couple more seconds. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, the Divas. How was your stream? What were you working on? Giving you a shout out. If you were not following the Catatonic Divas, go ahead and go and follow them. They are so cool, and they make the most amazing pieces. Sweaters, and I know they do hats and scarves and bright color combinations. So let me catch up. If you're new here, I am the Crafty Cobb. I didn't even switch my scene. I am the Crafty Cobb, a fiber artist, mainly crochet, needle tatting, embroidery, cross stitch. I'm also getting into paper crafts. We're the home of the proud dirty hookers. We don't wash our crochet hooks. If you do, you are still welcome. There are people that wash them quite often. I have never washed one in my entire life. And but again, we accept everybody. I specialize in teaching crochet and basic needle tatting. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will stop what I'm doing and try to teach you. What were you working on? Welcome in, Juliet. How are you? I was lurking over there. And we're back. Yes, we just got back from an ad. Welcome in, Last Time Lord. Julia's working on Pretty Stitches Bee Colored. Ooh. Welcome in, Satoru Senpai. I think I pronounced that correctly. I'm gonna mess this up. Konbanwa? Good evening from Germany. Welcome in. Good evening from the United States. The plain sweater set, very, very cool. If you have anything you want to share, links are open, feel free. I also have the Discord. I think you're part of my Discord. We'd love to see what you have, what you do, what you work on. When you raided in tonight, we are doing a teaching stream. We are learning how to read crocheted written patterns and charts. So we just learned how to read a written pattern. And now we're going to get into the chart. I just explained some of the basic symbols for U.S. crocheted stitches. And now we're going to implement those stitches into a chart. So I haven't even started this part yet. And it doesn't even... I didn't do the thing right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me get the music playing. And if you need a raid and run, I totally understand. That's totally cool too. Konbanwa is Japanese and means good evening. I'm probably messing it up. You pronounce it wow. Wow. I didn't know I knew Japanese. Saduru is enough. I'm originally from Yokohama. Oh, welcome in. You're stuck with you? What? Well, no, I'm stuck with you. Don't upcycle. He was here causing trouble. He was being the disruptive child in class, and he went quiet. So, no, it's fine. I don't know where he is. Okay. You're trying to take after him. Don't. No, he's a bad... See, there's always that one bad kid in class that ends up that other people take after them. And we have a problem. Alright. So, we're gonna, learn how to do, he just had a piece of cake. Oh, great. That means he's gonna be hyped up on sugar. Okay. So, not this pattern, but often, and Crafty K is on a 5-stream streak. Gonna continue lurking, have to watch later. Yes. I don't want this song. And thank you for lurking, Crafty K. Okay, so often in a chart, not this chart, often you will see, let me see if one of these charts have it. Yes. Okay. Well, no, it doesn't. Sometimes it does. Okay, some charts, like this chart here, there's an arrow, or there'll be a mark somehow to show you where to start. Sometimes I've seen it be like a little red symbol, or not all of them do that. If it's not clear, then they will have some type of mark. But this is a granny square, and sorry, one finger typing. No, you're fine, Supreme. If you know anything about granny squares, if you were here earlier when we were doing the written one, granny squares start in the center. Living in Germany for a little over 10 years, learned to crochet from your fiance and currently crocheting a cozy blanket. Ooh, very, very fun. Very fun. If you need any help, and if your fiance can't assist you, this is what my stream is based on. It's all about teaching. Even if I'm not doing a dedicated teaching stream like today, at any time, even if I'm working on something different, unless it's something really messy, like the other night when I was doing jelly plating, I couldn't really switch over to yarn. But yes, I'm always willing to stop what I'm doing and to help. Welcome in to Heron. How are you? Okay, so granny squares, we start in the center of the pattern or the project. Okay, so let me see if I've got my pen. Yes. So we're going to start here in the center. Okay, what I circled. All right. This is not a really good pattern for this, but normally there'll be like a little symbol where you start. I can tell you with this one, you're going to do 4 chains and slip stitch into the first chain, because there are 4 chains. There's ovals, and over on the left hand side, there's a key here. It says an oval is a chain, a dot is a slip stitch, and a T with a slash through the post of the T is a double crochet. Finish a live project, the Palico, and making good progress on your red 13 project. And then stop as your hands are tied. Oh, yeah. Always take breaks. Always take breaks. I think I pronounced all that right. So we're only going to focus on what's in the circle. So the dark dot is the beginning. Yes and no. Yes and no. In this case, yes. In this case, this is the beginning. Not all patterns. Okay, the dot is a slip stitch. No, the dot is a stitch. So if you see over here, above my, like right above my finger, wait, what happened? Uh-oh, that was not supposed to happen. Sorry. Hold on a second. That was not supposed to happen. Technical problems. Okay, that's fine. That's where we are. Where does it start? Okay, now this one, it doesn't really matter. The stitch after the slip stitch. Yeah, okay. Now, clockwise and counterclockwise, that all depends if you're left or right-handed. Okay? But in the pattern, this pattern does go clockwise. Okay? This pattern is clockwise. A lot of them are geared towards right-handed people because that is more the dominant. If you are left-handed, maybe if you take the chart and with software, flip it. That could work. All right. So in the center in that circle, there are 4 chains and a slip stitch. Okay? So usually there'll be a mark saying where to start, but this one doesn't really matter because you are doing 4 chains. Again, there's no numbers. There's no letters. There are 4 chains. You count 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? You can't really do a slip stitch first. I mean, I guess you could, but that's not really common in crochet. You don't start with just a slip stitch. You finished stitching the ornament you designed it earlier this week. Oh, for the Sampler Guild. Ooh. Ooh, bet that's really pretty. If you want to share that in Discord, tomorrow we can do Discord, if you're part of my Discord. I know there's a lot of stuff in there. Normally we'd do that on a Friday, on tonight, but this is a special night. It's there? Okay. Yeah, we will definitely take a look at it. Mass Bandit, you make a beautiful, beautiful pieces. Your cross-stitching is amazing. Alright. So we did our 4 chains, and we're going to slip stitch into our first chain. And that forms a ring. Okay? So that is what's inside the circle. That's what's inside the circle. Alright, we're going to erase all of that. And now, we're going to forget about the circle, because that is, you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. So we've already done the center. You know what? Let's see. Let's get a red color. We're going to cross that out. Okay, we don't need that anymore. And I wish we could preset. Alright, now we're going to focus on what's in that circle. Crocheting a blanket using front post and back post. Ooh, you can read the crochet chart well. Yes, yes, I think charts are a lot easier because it's a visual representation of what the stitches will look like. Not everybody is good with that, and that's fine because there are visual learners and there are, well, there are people that can learn, well, audibly or by text or by images, but some, and it's not one is better than the other. It's just different ways of learning. That's what I was trying to explain. Struggle with charts, but give me the pattern written out. Yes, yes. And that's kind of what this stream is trying to help, is with charts. How to read the charts. Okay. So we've done what's covered in the red. We don't need that anymore because that's done. Now we're going to focus on what is in the blue. Now, the reason I put that there is because the symbols, the way the symbols are shaped, that is the top of those stitches. Brothers and I, a very good teacher, and you're white. That's great. That's great that you have a good teacher. And yeah, if I'm not a good teacher for somebody, maybe somebody else is good. Or, yeah, so everybody has to find their own way of learning. Alright, so we have done our first round, and now we see these chains, because if you know anything about crochet, often you'll have to chain up, not always, but often you have to chain up X amount at the beginning of a round or a stitch, depending on the pattern. So we've got, where am I pointing? So we've got 3 chains here. See those 3 chains? I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to put a little mark right along it. So it's those 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. So we've done those chains. So we're following it clockwise. So next to those 3 chains are 2 symbols. That symbol, the T with the slash through the post, and this chart, this stitch, this pattern, has a key, has a legend here, and that is a double crochet. And you see where the bottom of those symbols are. They're pointed at the ring. So that means in the ring we're going to put in 2 double crochets. The key thing to remember with charts, be aware of where the bottom of the symbol and where the top of the symbols are. This one is more about the bottom in these stitches, because we're not doing any decreases or bobbles or clusters or anything like that. So we don't have to worry about the tops. Alright. So I'm going to just cross off those, because we've done those 2. Don't worry about the black dots. We're not worried about the black dots, because we're still following around, because the black dots are technically what you do between the rounds, in this case. So now we have I'm going to put the line under it. Those 3 chains, yes, they're slip stitches, but those are done at the end of the round. Okay? So we have 3 chains. So we do 1, 2, 3, because that oval is a chain. Once you familiarize yourself with what the symbols are, and you do a few patterns, you automatically know what a symbol for a chain is, and a single stitch and a double. Some of the other ones I don't always memorize, but the basic ones you'll learn. It's learning a new language. All right, so we've done those. So I can mark off those. Now we have 3 of these symbols, and these are double crochets. These are symbols are for the double crochet because, again, watch, and they're all pointing to that ring. So we're going to yarn over once. So we yarn over, and these are US stitches. That little slash on the post, imagine that T shape is your hook. Imagine the T shape is your hook, and that yarn over, that slash through the post is your yarn over. The half double symbol is an exception. So, but there are no half doubles in this pattern. So we do our 3 double crochets into our ring. Okay? Because there are 3 there. 1, oh, really? I did it again. Sorry. Okay. So we're not gonna worry about that. We're not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna go from one to another. Okay. So now we're going around. We do our 3 double crochets. Our 3 chains. I'm sorry. Our 3 chains. And now we have 3 more doubles. And they're all pointing to that center ring. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And now we have 3 more chains. And I've done the chains, and I can mark those. And now we have 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3 doubles. And then we have 3 chains. See, there's 3 chains there. And if I'm going too fast, please let me know. So we've done those 3 chains. So we've done most of the square. And we're going around like in a spiral shape, basically, kind of. So we've done the center, we've gone all the way around, and now we have a black dot. That black dot is a slip stitch, and it's right next to our chain, our beginning chain. So we slip stitch into the top of that chain. So we have done that one there. And now you see these 3 dots that are above these stitches. Remember I said always remember or keep an eye out where the stitches are positioned, where the symbols are positioned. So that dot is right on top of this double crochet. So that means in our next double crochet, we put in a slip stitch. And the one to the left of it is the same thing. So into the next double crochet, we're slip stitching. So we've done that. And now this last slip stitch is right over this space. Technically, you could probably argue it's in the chain. I don't like stitching to a chain if I can help it. And in a granny square, it's not going to matter. So I'm going to put a slip stitch into the space. And that is the end of round 2. And now you're here. Well, your next, you have to go up to the, remember, you get done a round or a row in crochet. Usually, not always, you're usually going to chain up X amount of chains, because that gives you the height of your stitch. It's not always true, but it's a common thing. So we've got our 3 chains. So now we're on round 3. 1, 2, 3. I've done my chains. And again, we're working clockwise, counterclockwise. Did I say clockwise before? It's counterclockwise. I'm sorry, it's counterclockwise. I gotta remember how the clock works. So we've got 2 double crochets, and the base of them are pointing to these chains here. And those chains are forming that space from the previous row. Again, I try not to stitch into a chain because it is tedious and it slows me down. So I'm gonna stitch over them. So we're gonna go into that space, and that's how it's commonly done, unless a pattern specifically says to go into the chain. And even then, I kind of just ignore that. Do as I say, not as I do. And we're gonna keep going around in a spiral. So now, now a spiral only is for a square or a circle if you're working in the round. Obviously, if you're working rows back and forth, you're gonna chain and flip, or flip your work and chain. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna put in our chains, and now we've got our 3 double crochets. The base of them are into that chain, that chain space, which is the corner. Welcome in, Dan. How are you? So always look to see what the symbol is, and then where the symbol's bottom part of the symbol is pointing to, and where it's supposed to be attached to. So we did that. Now we have a chain. And you see, I don't know if it shows up. It's probably not showing up on this that well. On mine, the row I'm working on is slightly darker than the previous row and the next row. Often on some patterns, they'll be totally different colors. And that kind of helps you keep track of what row you're on. It's probably not coming across. Well, it's coming somewhat across on the stream. That it's slightly lighter than, yeah, there's a slight difference. So we just did, welcome in, Action. So we just did this double crochet, and now there's a chain here. And you can mark it off if you want as you go. And now we have 3 double crochets, and they're going into that chain space. One, 2, and 3. So we can mark off those. And now we have these 3 chains that are in that bottom left-hand corner. 1, 2, 3. And then right after that, we have 3 double crochets into that chain space. 2, 3. And you keep working your way around the entire thing. And that's how this whole pattern is. Managing mentally fine, physically, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I hope that gets better for you. I hope it's improved since your surgery. Yeah, the recovery sometimes is not fun. But does anybody have any other questions about... I'm not going to do this entire square. It's the same thing over and over and over again. But does anybody have any questions about charts? If there anything that's not on this chart that you want me to go into further, I can always, I've got one of my books that kind of can help us explain some things, or maybe we can look at some samples. Just got home from a night out. Festival next weekend, but different restaurants, usually different tent. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds very fun. It's not that I'm in pain. Oh, it's not that you're in pain. It's rapid change in hormone. Ah, okay. I get ya. Yeah. I've heard that there is an adjustment period. Okay. Oh, there was something on my screen. I'm like, what is on? What is on my mat? There was like a fly or something. Okay, what I can do is we can do this. I can move that off to the side, and I'm going to make this larger. And I can zoom out. I can zoom out. You made a hat today! Yay! Hats are fun. Hats are very fun. Alright. So, this is one of my Stitch Dictionary books. I've got a couple of them. This is one of my favorite ones. You don't have to have this book. Many modern books, probably in the past 15, 20-ish years or so, are incorporating charts in their patterns. It didn't used to be the norm. It used to be just all written. So charts are a more recent thing. I like both. I like both. So we can look at this. Now, we're not gonna, I'm going to try not to show too much of this book because it is copywritten. But most books have a breakdown of charts. This actually has a breakdown of how to actually do the stitches, but that's not the focus of... doesn't it tell you how to read a chart? No, it doesn't. Okay. Whoopsies. Let me see if this one... does the same thing. Wait, send this book back to Cobb. Wait, send what book? Oh, you have a book that doesn't have that? Okay. I can't make this larger because it's physical. It's a print copy. But if you look there, you can see the chart. And I can't really hold this. No, both of these books have charts. Okay. That's not really. Yeah. But, oh, excuse me. But, for instance, see, it's got all these chains. And it'll tell you in here, it'll normally tell you how many you have to do, like a repeat. But this book happens to have a chart key. It'll tell you what all the symbols mean. Well, yeah, modern books do. Modern books have charts, but things from anywhere, I guess, the 90s and further back, not always, and it's the further back you go, it's less likely to have it. But if you see where the symbols are, where they're going to, and where the tops are, and again, this is a bad example because it's hard to hold up to the camera. Well, I could zoom in. Well, that's still not the best. But, like this stitch here is double crochet 3 together. I call that a cluster. So there's 3 double crochets. The base are in 3 different stitches, 1, 2, and 3, but the tops are all joined together. So it's just a decrease. A good book. Yeah, this is the New Crochet Stitch Dictionary. 440 patterns by Nell Bross and Eveline Hetty Burkhart. And then this one is the Crochet Stitch Dictionary. There's 200 Essential Stitches by Sarah Hazel. Good book. Don't get mad. I think I'll understand. Oh, he gets so dang excited to hang out with you. Me too. I know. No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at Ship. I give Ship a hard time because that's just our friendship. He's like a little brother to me. And if anybody has siblings, especially if you have a younger brother, which I actually have a younger brother, do you know how annoying they can be? I mean, I'm a younger brother myself. No, it's all good. So, both of these, okay, that has charts also. And it's kind of hard to show a book, which I shouldn't show too much of it because, again, copywritten. But, yeah, the key thing is to see where the base of your symbols are and where the tops are. Another example, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I remember where I put it. I remember where I put the pattern. One second. One moment. Did I put it there? Oh, here it is. Okay, this is a free pattern. Depending on how badly I want to bugger up your sleep tonight. Oh. No, don't bugger up your sleep. Don't bugger up your sleep. Okay. This is a free pattern, and I can share this. Let me get the link for it. Let me get the link. Alright. That right there is the Nubagina shawl, which is the rainbow shawl that I've done on stream. Okay? That's the Ravelry link, and then there's a free download. So, this has written and chart. And, so they give the symbols and what the symbols mean. And these are the symbols that they have used. They've used the chain, the double crochet, the single, 5 doubles together, which is just a decrease, which you do 5 of them instead of just a normal 2. 5 double crochets in 1 stitch, which, okay, a 5 double crochet together, I call that a cluster. A lot of the books that I've read have called it a cluster. And 5 double crochets in 1 stitch, that's a fan. Or it's a type of increase. So a cluster and a fan are basically opposite to each other because of where the tops meet and where the bottoms meet. Welcome in, Linda. Thank you for the check-in. They used a slip stitch. They did a picot 3. This is a special stitch here. This is a V-stitch where it's a double, chain 3, double. And that goes into 1 stitch. That's a special stitch. And then 4 doubles into 1 stitch. It's just a different fan. But this is the written... What? I thought they had a written... Oh, yes. They have a written... This is the written pattern. You can go through all of that. But the chart here... And this is the pattern I was using when I was doing it on stream. This is that rainbow shawl that I recently did. And you see here, there's a little red mark. Let me zoom in. That is where you start. Okay? And this did start with a... This did start with a magic ring. Okay, that looks like a chain, but I did read the pattern. It did say magic ring. I think it started with a magic ring. Anyway, and you see how they're different colors. Some are black, some are blue. I like patterns that have totally different colors, so you can easily keep track. This weekend, nothing is as home care doesn't start coming until Monday, and every morning, even though you can do 99% of the stuff, they help with in the morning. Ah, okay. So, let's go just anywhere on this pattern. It does not matter where we go on the pattern. Let's like kind of go here. Oh, I can write on this too. Let me get a, choose a color. All right. So we're going to focus on these orange lines are the repeat just for this pattern. So we're going to, oopsies, we didn't need to do that. I mean, to make that a little thinner. Okay, so let's say we're on this row and we're going to do 3 chains. So we do 3 chains. And now this wants us to do 5 double crochet cluster. So we're going to start our stitch into the chain space. We're going to do 1 here, 1 there in the chain space, 1 in this double crochet, and then 2 more in the next chain space, and then you finish it off. And I can demonstrate on any of these stitches at any time. But see where the base of that symbol goes. The base of this symbol of this double crochet goes into this single. The top is fine. It's not like we're not joining other ones together in that one, but in this cluster, that cluster there, which that didn't help. That cluster here, or it's that where that dot is, all of those stitches are at the top. They all come together. I hope I didn't confuse anybody anymore. That was not my my intention. Is not to confuse people. Okay. Any other questions? Let me check this. My brother also got a lot work done on his blanket today. Unfortunately, he has to stay home for 4 weeks. Oh, he has a concussion. Oh, I think you explained it well. I can even understand you, even though English isn't your strong suit. Ah, I try to kind of break things down as much as I can. And if anybody needs clarification, always yell at me. I'm sorry that your brother had a concussion. Yeah, I've heard that those are not fun. I know somebody who had one almost a year ago, and they're doing well. They're doing well. But there is a process. There is a exactly. I wasn't going to call you out, but yes, yeah, they do suck. I've never had one, but I know you went through a process, and I know you still have some small residual effects of it. I am very patient. I try to be. Unless certain people come in and start their antics. But I'm joking. But like I had said, there are hugs to you. Take it easy. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's their brother. Their brother had the concussion, but still, yeah. Hopefully he takes it easy, and yeah, don't push himself. Like I had said, each pattern, each chart might have slight variations. It's like I said, it's reading a little golden book and War and Peace, so there might be some interpretation you have to do to try to figure things out. But what I'm going to do now, because I don't feel like ending stream, we're going to do a little more tatting. We're going to do a little more tatting because I've got these 3 flowers to do. Oh, wait a minute. That can go away. Where's my Discord? Where's my Discord? There's my Discord. More Cobb. You got to hang out. Yeah. Okay, I got to... All of my little widgets and gizmos and gadgets and things are like in the wrong space because I couldn't have it on that one monitor because of my slideshow, because I wouldn't be able to access them. Okay, I think I'm good right now. I think I'm good. Okay, I gotta get my my cheat sheet. Well, not my cheat sheet, my list of colors. Okay, 5. Oh, we're doing Supreme's latest flower. So green with the mint. And you're going to excuse my messed up desk. Oh, okay, we don't want to zoom in that much. Unfortunately, ribs are on the cards. Unfortunately, he was attacked from behind. Oh no, he was attacked. Oh no. Crocheting is very relaxing, and thank you, my lovelies. You're very, very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad that you were able to come in, and we were able to meet you. And I stream. I'm starting to get a stream schedule. Yes, my usuals, my regulars are like, what? A schedule? We haven't had a stream schedule in the longest time. My schedule is every day at 6 p.m. East Coast North America time, except Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to take Tuesdays and Thursdays off for now. That is kind of what the plan is. And Wednesdays. Wednesdays are Warehouse Wednesdays. This past Wednesday we did jelly plating, printing. I don't know what I'm doing this coming Wednesday. I got to find something real soon and prep. Warehouse Wednesdays means I go to the other room where a lot of the craft supplies are stored and find something to make and do, and so I use up some of the things over there. Alrighty. There's a fly flying around, and I think it's not doing well because it's very slow. Cub streams every day at 6 p.m. except Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes, that is my my new schedule now, because I haven't had a schedule for the longest time. I did at one time. Yes, EST. Yes, Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Upcycling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yes, I did. I did have a schedule. Like every day of the week, there was something. I had like, I don't remember what day. I picked a stitch out of that book, and I taught how to do a specific stitch. I had we had temperature blanket Sundays anyway. Then you didn't. When now you do. You've been waiting for a schedule. There was something else that I did. I was doing Project Linus blankets on Saturdays, and so yeah, everything had a specific day. The only day right now that's going to be specific is Wednesdays as of now. But even then, it's not always. It's going to be just something from that other room, because I have so much stuff. And some of it might be paper crafts, like it was this past Wednesday. Some might be fiber arts, because there is yarn over there. Those of you who have been around for a while, remember the yarn? Remember the yarn haul? Yeah, it's still there. I haven't looked through it in a while. Oh wait, that join kind of sucked, but that's okay. It's not too bad. 2, 3, 4, 8, and 9. But yeah, reading a chart does take some practice, and you have to learn the language. Tatting patterns is another thing to learn how to read. We're not going to be getting into that right now, unless there's any interest in how to read a tatting pattern. But teach you how to read palms. Palms don't grow here. Our winters are too cold. A Wild Retro, welcome in, Retro. How are you? Yeah, we can't read palms here because our winters are too harsh. Yes. Yeah. You're sorry, I was out tonight, forgot to go. No, you're fine. You're fine. We just got done learning how to read the patterns. The VOD will be up, and I will be putting it on my YouTube channel. So, no, you're not naughty. You're not naughty. Why were you missed? Somebody missed you. You have to go. All right, action. You get some sleep. I'm glad you had a good time at your festival. That sounds like a fun time. I will never know how to read the patterns. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Watch the VOD. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Welcome anytime. Oh, thank you for the lurk. Sensory needs are telling me you need to rock back and forth, but your body is like, no, oh, sorry. I've worked out for the pattern. Yeah, each one you kind of have to work out the pattern for what you're working on. So yeah, Shep Upcycly was wondering where you were, and then she just lurked. So she wanted to know where you were, and then you show up, and then she leaves. Then she goes and hides. So you have that effect on people. Can't see chat, just listening. Oh, no, Action just got back from a festival. It was like each restaurant had like a tent of different foods or something. If you can't see chat, then how did you type? Maybe she's got voice to text. Technology ship, get with it. But anyway, Shep, Upcycling understands you, because she said that just like her, you probably get really excited to spend time with me. So that's why you are the way that you are. That's her explanation, so. Supreme knows technology. Stream split screen with something else, and the pin only allows you to see the last minute. Ah. She knows technology. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, So earlier, when I had mentioned about that freaky thing that happened to me last night with the radio and the songs, and it was reading my mind and everything. So Supreme and I were having a conversation and talking about different occurrences and things, and I said there was an occurrence, a thing that happened. It didn't happen to me, but it happened to between Grammy, Crojo Mojo, Grammy, and kinda Gramps. And I think I've told the story before, but I can tell it again. Can you tell us a story about the time you lived in a Subway restaurant? I don't remember that because I was I was really, really young. So, yeah, I don't remember that story. Anyway. So, again, this is not my story. I'm just relaying this story. So, at the time, Crojo Mojo worked overnight shifts, late night shifts. And she would get up when Grammy was having dinner or just getting done dinner and sometimes give her a call or whatever. And for the longest time, Crojo's been busy with some things. She's good. I saw her the other day. So even when Crojo was little, she would always share things that happened in her dreams with Grammy. So she called Grammy, and I was not living with Grammy and Gramps at the time. And I called Grammy, and they were just getting done dinner, and Gramps was loading up the dishwasher. And Crojo asked Grammy, do you have a few minutes? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, I gotta tell you about this dream. And she said, did Gramps have an Aunt Hattie? Well, Grammy is on the phone, not speakerphone, and is asking Gramps and says, did you ever have an Aunt Hattie? Well, Gramps stops, looks up, and says, well, I did. I think she's passed away. Now, Gramps never mentioned an Aunt Hattie, even to Grammy. And by this time, Grammy and Gramps had been together for a while. So we didn't know any Aunt Hattie. So Crojo is going on. I left you the status of her first. Okay, I can check that. I'll be able to check that when I get a chance. And the name? Wait, and the name. Okay. Oh, wait. So, Crojo is telling Grammy things that happened in her dream, but Grammy is asking Gramps open-ended questions. Basically, are saying, so, where did Aunt Hattie live? And Gramps says, and again, this is what Crojo is telling Grammy. And Gramps is saying, well, she did live in New Jersey. And she's trying to explain and describe, and Crojo is describing the house and the setup to Grammy. And she's saying to Grammy, well, Grammy asked Gramps, what was the living situation? And Gramps is thinking, it's been like many years since I saw her, but remembers that it was like Aunt Hattie lived on one level of the house, and her daughter, we're going to snooze the ad. The daughter and the daughter's family lived on another level of the house. Well, that is what Crojo Mojo is telling Grammy. So Crojo goes on to say that in her dream, they were at this house, and there were people everywhere, friends, family, or whatever, but in the living room, on the couch, was this, she She also was asking Gramps to describe what Aunt Hattie looked like. And Gramps is describing she was short, she kind of was hunched over because she was old, I guess osteoarthritis, and that is what Crojo's explaining. And so Crojo's explaining that this dream that she had, all of these people there, family and whatever, and everybody was family. Everyone was family, except in the living room on the couch is Aunt Hattie. Is this Aunt Hattie person, and the only person that was not family was Grammy's best friend. Her name is Dottie. Dotti. Well, come to find out, Gramps' Aunt Hattie had a daughter named Dolly. And Aunt Hattie and Dottie were, like, having their own conversation. They were like, yeah. So that's kind of freaky. That's kind of freaky that Crojo Mojo, who at the time wasn't living anywhere, it doesn't matter, had never met Aunt Hattie, didn't even know Aunt Hattie existed. Grammy didn't even know Aunt Hattie existed. And Crojo is telling all of this stuff that actually happened, like, things that were, like, true. So, it was very freaky. Very freaky when they were telling the story. Retro's on a 3-stream streak. And the name, yes, not common. Not common. And it's not common that Grammy's friend's name is Dottie and Aunt Hattie had a daughter named Dolly. I think I told the story correctly. If not, Grammy's going to correct me. I think I told it correctly. But yeah. I don't know how Crojo knew all of that. No, that was not at the Subway restaurant. No, that was in Crojo's dream. Yo, you didn't think you hit send. No, that's okay. Yes. The world works in mysterious ways. Are you going to do it along with me, Ship? Probably not. Because he's a party pooper. Sweetly sings the donkey at the break of day. If you do not feed him, this is what he'll say. Ee-aw, 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 ee-aw. Look at disappointment. I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I'm disappointed because you're not doing it with me. Liar. Liar. You need to wear your banana suit and do the donkey song. And send me the video. And we'll add it to the collab. Once I get the collab video fixed, because that's the one that's malfunctioning. Alright, we're going to have an ad. Perfect timing. We're going to have an ad. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. No, it's not a fetish. Other people wore silly things. Bray Crochet and her daughter wore pig hats. Frog and Turtle Gaming wore a sloth onesie. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yours is not silly. Oh, 100%. Okay. The serious banana. Okay. Okay. Then wear your serious banana costume. Wow. You should get one. Crojo Mojo has a banana costume, or she did. Crojo Mojo wore the turkey costume. She dressed up as a turkey. Banana bro. I don't like bananas. That's one of the fruits I can't stand. My loop is twisted. I know, it sounds like a personal problem if your loop is twisted. Don't get your loop twisted. Yes, those are ads. You're correct, Ship. You're very correct. I know you're trying to help. I'm curious to hear what you say about... Wait. Curious to hear what you say about how... Oh! Okay, I can go into... I'm sorry. I am sorry. And I know you're an ad. I love pointing out there's an ad after Saribot does. Yes. Okay. Ads can get done with, because, that is so cool. That is so cool. You know what? We could do a mini, Discord share. We're going to do a full one. A full one on, tomorrow. I'm pointing out that, yes, you do. Captain Obvious. There are some pretty things in the Discord. 2, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Tomorrow I'm going to eat so much sugar before you come in. Well, I heard that you just had cake, so... You're not hyper now? Oh, wait a minute. Why is... Oh, no. Okay, we'll fix that. Yes. Yes. Wife says you're doing... yes, you were doing very well. Yeah, we're going to share that. We're going to share a couple other people's that have come in to stream tonight that have said that they have posted things. But we're going to do a full Discord thing tomorrow. Yes, ads are done. Ads are done. Welcome back, everybody. All right. This is... Well, can that be larger? Yeah, let's make that larger. This is Mass Bandits. This is an ornament that Mass Bandit has finished. Mass Bandit does beautiful cross stitch, and I love these eyelet stitches with the metallic thread in there. Very, very pretty, and I like the fabric that's not worked. I do like that look. The combo. So that's from Mass Bandit. From Deheron, I finished Palico Project. You've never seen her mask. You know her logo is a raccoon, and raccoons are known as mass bandits. Anyway. This is from Deheron. Finished Palico Project. I'm not certain what Palico is. I think it's a character. But it's cute. I think it's a cat. I think it's a cat. It looks like a cat to me. It's so cute. I love the little the outfit and like the little berries. I think those look like berries to me. I don't know if they're supposed to be berries. They're so cute. From Catherine. What's so funny? Finish the snowman dishcloth. Ooh, yes, you can see the image in it. So Catherine again, Catherine the machine. Very, very nice knitting. And there is her diamond drills from her diamond paintings. From Zolera. When I first met Zolera, she was a jewelry beading. Did beaded jewelry. This is so. I love this. I love this. I've never done the one that's on the type that's. I don't think I've done either type. I've never done where the beads are surrounding a larger bead. I've just strung beads. I don't think I've done that type of thing. Look at all the pretty colors. Yes, beading. And then, oh, that's a bracelet. That is very, I love those, the clarity of that the purple beads. Ooh, very pretty. That green and gold and with the color of the pearls, they work. They definitely work. All right. This is from our new friend, Satoru. Many beautiful things, so many beautiful things, and wonderful creative people. I'd like to show you our projects. These are our first crochet projects, and we're learning it from my fiance. They're going to be cozy blankets. The blue one is mine. The yellow and red one is my younger brother, Daiki. And the gray one is my older brother, Camus. I'm going to butcher the names. I am so sorry. Camus? Come on. These are your first crocheted projects. These are gorgeous. Would you all look at this? Are you all seeing what I'm seeing? Those textured stitches. I love a textured stitch. I'm a fan of a textured stitch. I like this diamond pattern. I love the diamond pattern in the center. And then, look at this. This is right up my alley. I love things like this. I love all the variation and the texture. And that yarn. That yarn looks like a lot of similar to some of the yarn that I've used. Yes! Never mind. Janish is not easy. I'm not familiar with what that is. Yeah. These are amazing for first... Oh, Japanese. Okay, Japanese. Ship. Yeah. These are amazing. And then that one. They're so pretty. I love the yarn you guys are using. And the stitches are so nice. No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. And this is like wonderful for beginners. I don't think I could ever do anything like that when I first learned. I don't know if I can do anything like that now. I would try. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing with that with us. They're so pretty. I want to do all the things. Everything that people have shared. Okay. Oh, I gotta do... You saw... Yes, there were hearts in that one. Yes, you were correct. Shipnosis shapes. Lucky for you, you can. You can slap me in this in my stream. That is a thing. That is a thing. With hamster milk! Oh, my favorite. I haven't had hamster milk in a long time. Thank you. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. A better way to slap me? I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you, Banana Man. Thank you. Thank you for shouting me out. One with the heart is your older brother. Yeah, I remember that one. I peed on my fingers. Let's see here. Let's see. The one with the hearts is your older brother, and thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Yes, very, very pretty. And the texture. I love textured stitches. I love all types of crochet, but textured are one of my favorites. Reverse bullying. Thank you, Zalera. Your bracelets were amazing. Very, very, very pretty. Let's bring music back. I think I'm going to finish this flower, and then we're going to find a friend. We're going to find a friend. If I can figure out which way my threads go. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, we're just wrapping our thread around a needle. And voila, we have tatting. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly or probably it fully. Is that domo arigato? But there's extra on the end. Yes, Mr. Roboto! Yes, Mr. Roboto, that's the song. I think it means thank you very much. If I'm mistaken, please correct me. I think that's thank you in Japanese. Well, I know that just because of Mr. Roboto. That's why I know that's what that means. You didn't know that? Just some... No. Well, in the song it goes, thank you, whatever. Okay, you know what? Of course I have the song. Most polite form, I think. Okay. If you listen to the lyrics, they do say I want to thank you. Alright, last stitch. Well, last lock join. Okay. That didn't work. Oh, I did not the thing. Or did I? Let's try it again. I did N-O-T, comma, K-N-O-T. I did not. One negative, one technique. English is a weird language. Yes, naughty boy. Yes, that is me. You've got that right. Pull that tight. Are you safe from Grammy? What do you mean, are you safe from Grammy? Japanese very accented language. Yes, I've heard that. Different ways of apologizing. And the word no. I've heard that. And it's also with the accent, the inflection. I have heard that about Japanese. All right. We got another tatted flower done. I think they said they're in Germany now. I think they've been in Germany for a while. I think that's what they had said. But I have 2 more to do. And these are all the ones that I have done. They are not finished. The tails need to be hidden. I'm going to gather them all up. It looks like a bouquet of flowers. Let's do this like this. Living in Germany, born in Yokohama. Yes, that's what that's what you had said. So we've got our tatted flowers. And those of you who don't know what this is, what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, where's the zoom? So anytime I get a subscription, somebody subs to my stream, they get a flower tatted in the colors of their choice. And then I attach them to wooden stakes, little pegs, and then they go into this flower arrangement into a sub garden. And then when I get gift subs, I make leaves for all of the gift subs. So I got 2 flowers to finish. Wait a minute. I've got those 2 to do. I have to do the outside part of those. And then I have 21 leaves to do still. Oh, we've still got about 7 minutes left. Okay. I don't want to start another flower. Let me see what colors I need next. 3. Oh, wait, where's my Discord? 3 and that. So, those go together. Oh, okay, yes. Thunder wanted a sunflower and Grammy wanted a daisy. So, we can do those. And we're going to put the thrilling read back away, because somebody is not really thrilled about that book. Japanese is a cool culture, yes. We know, well, Ship already knows this, but a lot of us know some streamer friends who was about 2-3 months ago, maybe longer, maybe less, spent quite a bit of time in Japan on vacation. Actually, I know 2 streamers, I think. Magic and Comic and Geode, they went, and then I think Lovey Bunny, within this past few months or so. Who? Rosie's not here, so no owls. Yeah, and I think there was somebody else. There's somebody else that I want to say somebody else has recently visited Japan. And I can't remember. But yeah, Lovey Bunny, and then Magic and Geode. Minty Pot, yes, 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 you're right. Yes. Yes. I knew there was someone else. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. How was your stream, Blue? How were you Minecrafting? Were you crafting of the mines? Not mined. Welcome in. If you're new here, I am the Crafty Cobb. I'm a fiber artist, crocheter, needle tatterer, embroiderer, and also paper crafter. We're the home of the proud dirty hookers. We don't wash your crochet hooks. If you wash them, we still accept you. We don't discriminate, and I specialize in teaching crochet and basic beginner needle tatting. Earlier on stream, I was teaching how to read written and chart crochet patterns. What were you working on? Okay, let me see here. So, welcome in, Elegance. How are you? Yes, we slowly getting there. Your little brother. Yeah, I saw something about that, Elegance. I am so sorry. Brother passed away on Saturday. A GoFundMe set up if you're interested. Yes. If you have the link to the GoFundMe, feel free to post that here in chat. I am so sorry. I did see something about that. I'm sorry for your loss. Let me move this here. So when you were rated in, I was working on some tatted flowers. Trying to build a haunted house in Minecraft at Disneyland. Ooh, very fun. Very fun. I work here in Germany as CEO of the family business. Older brother usually works in Japan, study business administration and commercial law in Germany, and not least because of my fiance. I'm my favorite person on earth. Okay. Nothing wrong with being your own favorite person. Nothing wrong with that. So, that's what we were doing. I don't want to start... Well, you know what? I could start the next one. I've been crying basically all day with Sis, but this is GoFundMe. There's a lot going on we can't talk about. Yeah, of course. Alright, so if anybody is interested in helping with this GoFundMe for Elegance and Crafting's the memorial for their brother, please, I'm going to pin that at the top of chat. So if you can help, I am so sorry. All right, let's bring this back. I know what I can do. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to check over here. Oh, wait, that might be a thing. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Let me check something. What is that? Ow. I'm just looking something up. Okay. Alright. I'm going to at least start on another one of these. So I did turn off raids because we will be raiding out soon. I'm gonna do at least a few petals on this flower. Oh, and Blue, if you need to raid and run, feel free to do that. I know it's late where you are, and I know after stream, I often de-stress and de-stream and kind of take account of things and. Okay. All right, let's do this thing here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome in, Upcycly. I haven't talked to you all day today. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, that just got caught on my finger. Sometimes the loop of your tatting thread gets caught on your finger. Fell in love with her when I was 17 on your first visit to Germany. Oh, wow. I have not really traveled internationally. The only time I've ever been out of the country, I was what, 3, 4? Anyway, I was still in a stroller, and I went to Niagara Falls in Toronto. I don't remember any of it. But that's it. Do cruises count? Other than, yeah, cruises count. Did you go into international ports, like in the Caribbean or wherever? Did you go into the different stops and get off the boat? And fiance's German, Scottish. Went to Belize, yes. Yep. That counts. Yeah, I've heard Belize is beautiful. See the pyramids? Yeah. I've never been. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But yeah, that's the only time I've been anywhere international. I've been to a bunch of places in this country, not like super extensive, but I've been to, and when I mean to, it also means driving through and getting out and spending time in those states. I've been to half of the states in the country, so. Which isn't too difficult to do because I'm here in the Northeast and the states are kind of small, so can easily knock out a few of them in one day or a weekend. Yes, when is the wedding, if you don't mind us asking? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're gonna finish this petal, and we're gonna go to a friend. We're gonna go to a friend. One more chain for tonight. Still a while. Only been engaged since November 5th of last October. Getting married twice. Once in Germany and once in Yokohama. One of Japan's oldest, most beautiful shrine. Oh, wow. 800 years old. Oh, wow. Persevere for 15 years, and in the end it worked. Oh, congratulations. And that's cool that you're doing it in both countries. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that's really cool that you're it's going to be in one of the oldest shrines. I've seen video and pictures of some of the shrines in Japan, and they are gorgeous. Oh, I see how it is. I leave and Upsy comes back. Yes. And now that you're back, she's going to leave because that's what happened when you came back last time. But she understands how you feel. She understands how you feel because you're excited to be here just like she is. So, ship leaving is taking it. Yes. So maybe, well, I don't want to, like, say this. Because I don't, yeah, that's not good for upcycling. But I was going to, like, maybe they're the same person. No. We still have cats that do that. She just lurked. No, she did not say that you're in charge. No. Ship is taking over. That doesn't mean in charge. In charge means you have been granted authority to be in control. Taking over means that you are commandeering the stream, which are two totally different things. One has permission, one doesn't. It's the ship takeover. How about we go and do this? I think this is perfect. I think this is what we should do. That's what we should do. Yes, I'm a nut. And yes, there is a Supreme in that clip. It's not a Supreme, it's the Supreme. Okay, I think we're going to go and find a friend. Well, already a friend, but we're going to go visit said friend. I don't need to find them because I've already found them. No, we're not going to go visit 9.5, even though I think I just saw 9 went live. Okay, we are going to go and thank you for the follow. Time for bed. All right, yeah, we're going to go and raid out. This friend is on a partner push. They've been on a partner push for a while now. You're going to love it. You're going to love her. I'm going to shout them out. Stick around for the raid if you're able to. That sounds about accurate. Yes, somebody's nails need Viagra. Yes, that's Liz. All right, we're gonna get the raid calls going, and if you would be so kind, copy one of those two. The first one is for followers. The second one is for subscribers, and we're gonna get this raid started. You're going to love Sleeping Luna Designs. Summer Wardrobe Crochet. That's what she's working on right now. Yeah. I will be on tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. East Coast, North America. We're going to finish our tatted flowers. We've got this one and another one to do. And then I think we're going to do some crochet. I think I'm going to work on a shawl that I haven't worked on in a while. And, yeah. So, happy crafting. Oh, I want to thank Blue, Catatonic Divas, Positively Crafty, and Ranch Pesto for the raids. And all of the follows, anybody who has followed me, and anybody who's on a streak, I want to thank everybody. Until next time, take care of your friends, your family, your community, and I will see you all next time. Let's go hang out with Liz. Bye!